Hi, my name's Andy, welcome back to the channel. In this video I'll be showing you some easy folding bike maintenance that you can do with simple tools, just these three tools here, that'll keep your folding bike rolling along and working perfectly. If you have a folding bike already, or if you're thinking of buying one, these tips will help you out a lot. Alright, let's get started. The first tip is to check and tighten any of the folding mechanisms. It's really important to make sure that the folding mechanisms on your bike are tight when the bike is unfolded and in riding mode. Any vibration can make them come undone, and that could be dangerous when you're riding along. You don't need any tools to perform this maintenance. You can do it fairly easily just by adjusting the nut on one side of the quick release. Your folding bike may have different folding mechanisms than this, but it's pretty straightforward and pretty easy to adjust these yourself. The quick release on the seat is also one that you can adjust by hand. You don't need any tools for that. And making sure that's nice and tight will ensure that the seat doesn't slip down while you're riding the bike. The second maintenance that you can do on your folding bike will involve some simple tools. Usually just an adjustable spanner like that, which you can pick up pretty cheaply, and screwdrivers and Allen keys, which I like to use as part of a multi-tool bike tool. Now you can pick up these anywhere. I'll put a couple of links below to the tools if you want to buy them. These are really handy because they have a set of Allen keys on here, a set of screwdrivers as well, to fit nearly everything on your folding bike. So these two tools, perfect for the next maintenance that I'm going to show you. So checking and tightening all of the bolts. Now you can go around your bike and you can start at the beginning and check and tighten the bolts on the wheels to make sure they don't come open. If your bike has quick release, then this is probably even easier. You don't need tools to tighten those. And then just go around and make sure that all of the nuts and bolts are tight. Everything from the pedals to all the small bolts on the carrier. Any vibration when you're riding can make these things come loose. The third thing to check on your folding bike is the tire pressure. One of these bike pumps like this is perfect. I like to carry one that's this size because it can easily fit in my backpack, and it's pretty light and it doesn't take up much room. So this is the kind of tire pump that I carry. To check the tire pressure, just have a look on the tire on your bike, and you can see it will say inflate to 40 psi or inflate to 35 psi or some such thing. You can easily just use your grip, just grip the tire and just see if it feels firm. It will generally tell you if it's got enough air in it. If your tires are getting low in air pressure, then your bike will actually be slower, and it causes you problems like you could actually cause a puncture to your bike by running it at too low a tire pressure. Also, just make sure that you don't run it at too high a tire pressure either. The fourth thing on the list is to check the brakes. Check the brakes are actually gripping the rim when you pull the lever. If not, you can adjust the fine tuning on the brake lever, and it'll just allow you to make the brakes grip tighter or looser as necessary. You don't want the brake shoes rubbing on the rim when the brakes are not engaged, but you do want the brakes to grip the rim tightly when you do use the brakes. So that's one thing you can check, and you can use simple tools just to adjust. If you need to adjust the position of the brake shoes, it'll be one of these Allen keys usually. And if you need to replace the brake shoes, it's the same thing. It'll be one of these tools here that you'll use. Now the last thing on my list for simple maintenance of your folding bike is just to make sure that you put some oil on the chain and moving parts when it's necessary. You can run your bike without any oil on it, it's not really a problem, but if it starts to get little bits of rust, or it starts to become too abrasive, like metal grinding on metal, a little bit of oil on the moving parts is always going to be helpful. I've actually used a Teflon spray for the chain before. That works pretty good. Just make sure you don't put too much oil on the chain and on the cluster, because if you're riding along through a lot of dust and dirt, and especially sand, having oil and grease on those parts will pick up all the sand and dirt and just rub it into all of the moving parts on the bike. It's probably not that good for it. Alright guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope that this has been useful tips for you on the maintenance of your folding bike. If you want to see more, be sure to check these videos over here on folding bike maintenance and folding bike modifications. My name's Andy, you've been watching Hobocyclist, and I'll see you in the next episode.